Let us study steam power cycle. Steam power cycle is the thermodynamic cycle on which, based on which the steam power plants work. In steam power cycle or vapor power cycle, the working substance is water and steam, where the phase transformation takes place during the working of cycle. So, the fuel is burnt, heat is transferred to this working substance water, and that is converted into steam, which acts on the turbine, and you get power, that means shaft power or shaft work. And then this steam is condensed, the condensate is pumped back to the boiler. So, here is a diagram. So, this is boiler where heat is added, then the steam runs through the turbine, expands the turbine, you have shaft work, the steam goes to the condenser, the cooling water takes heat from the steam, which gets converted into condensate, the condensate comes to pump, and this is pumped back to boiler. Okay. Now see, this is in a way, this is a heat engine, right? A heat engine generally we represent in the form of in a diagram which involves a source and sink. So, let us say this is a body from which heat is given to the working substance. The working substance here is water and steam. So, what happens here? Heat is given, the heat is flowing from the furnace where the fuel is burnt, and it goes to water. So, this is from where the heat is coming, let us say from flue gases in the furnace. Then you get the heat is given here in the boiler, right? From there the steam goes to turbine, and from there you get work. So, I am just writing from B, it is going to T, and you get work, shaft work. From the turbine, it is the steam is going to condenser. So, here it is C, right? And from C, it is this condenser. What happens in condenser? Heat is rejected, right? Heat is rejected. So, if this is C, then the heat is rejected, okay? And then, so heat is rejected to the cooling water, which in our case is something like, so this is TH, this is TH, TL, these are source and sink, and from here goes to pump. What happens to pump? So, this is what happens in pump, you supply work. So, work is given, so this is WP. So, work is supplied here, the liquid is pumped back. So, here a cycle is completed, right. So, heat is supplied here, QH, QL is rejected. So, this is a heat engine, okay. This is a heat engine. Now, let us imagine so if you before we go towards that, so efficiency of this heat engine is W net upon heat supplied, right. W net upon heat supplied. What is W net? WT minus WP upon heat supplied, QH. That is the efficiency, okay. Now, let us consider an ideal cycle, right. So, this is we will consider all the ideal processes, and the ideal cycle, thermodynamic cycle for on which steam power plants work is Rankine cycle. Now, one could ask that for a heat engine, for any heat engine, the ideal cycle is Carnot engine, right, Carnot cycle. So, why do we this vapor power plant is also a heat engine. Why do we want to have another ideal cycle such as a Rankine cycle? I will answer that question later, but let us understand how a Rankine cycle, an ideal cycle works. So, in a Rankine cycle, all these processes are ideal processes, meaning what? See, heat addition from the flue gases to the water in the boiler. We won't call it boiler because it is an ideal cycle, so it is a very abstract cycle. So, heat addition will be reversible, it will be reversible, and it will take place at constant pressure. Constant pressure reversible heat addition. in the that happens here when the heat is added. In the turbine, the process assumed is in an ideal cycle is reversible and adiabatic. So, reversible adiabatic expansion is what takes place in turbine. Here in the condenser, again heat is rejected, you know that heat is rejected, and heat rejection is again it is at reversible and constant pressure heat rejection. So, it is taking place at constant pressure and reversible heat rejection or heat transfer. This is the pump where we are assuming ideal process, that of reversible and adiabatic work input, okay, reversible and adiabatic work input. So, work is done reversibly and adiabatically. This, if this is how we, this is how the Rankine cycle would work. Now, you know this is an ideal cycle. The actual cycle would be, you know, it will be close to this, but right, the actual cycle will never be exactly matching the ideal cycle. This is a Rankine cycle, it just becomes an ideal, a reference cycle. The actual cycle will deviate, we will come to that later. But if we want to represent this cycle on a TS plane, so let us do that. So, let us say this is a TS plane, temperature entropy plane, and this is the dome. I'll draw two constant pressure lines. So, this is a high pressure line and this is a constant pressure line which is a low pressure line, right. So, this is pressure P1, this is pressure P2. So, this is a constant pressure line, please note. So, if you look at this, you can see that anything beyond this pump from here till here, right, from, because it's high pressure, because it's pumping, so it's high pressure, a constant pressure from here up to this, right, sorry, up to this, and from here the pressure will drop, okay, the pressure will drop. So, this pressure drop, so up to this, and again it is pumped. So, basically the entire cycle can be split into two pressure regions. So, this is one high pressure line, this is a low pressure line. Let us say at point 1 the steam is superheated, okay. So, let us, at high pressure the steam is superheated and at high pressure it enters the turbine. So, this is point 1, and at point 2, now you know the expansion, as I told you, it is reversible and adiabatic, which means it is a constant entropy expansion. The steam flows, the vapor here in the Rankine cycle, the vapor flows in the turbine, expands, and all that is constant entropy process. So, if we show this, this is point 2 and I will call this as 2S just to denote that S is entropy. So, it is a constant entropy process. So, you can see that the steam has become wet when you draw a vertical line. So, here it is 2S, let's make it 2S. Then this is condenser where heat is rejected, and heat is rejected reversibly and at constant pressure. You know what is reversible heat rejection? It means the vapor which is rejecting the heat and the temperature of the vapor which is rejecting the heat and the temperature of the fluid which is receiving the heat. The difference between them is infinitesimal, okay, right. So, this is heat is rejected at constant pressure and reversibly. So, your heat is rejection, so entropy will decrease. You can immediately sense heat is rejected, so entropy of the vapor will decrease, and let us say that it becomes saturated liquid, right. So, this is 3.3, okay. From 3 to 4 there is pumping, okay, from 3 to 4 it is pumped, and pumping is, we are saying it is reversible and adiabatic. So, this is your saturated liquid, it is pumped, again vertical line because it is reversible adiabatic, so it is isentropic. So, this is, I will mark this as 4S just to indicate that this is a constant entropy process. So, here it is 4S, and from 4S it enters the boiler. So, it is a then there is heat addition, its constant pressure reversible heat addition. Okay, it's constant pressure reversible heat addition. So the fluid which is, or the the body which is giving the heat to this working substance, which is steam here, the temperature of that body and the temperature of this steam, the difference is infinitesimal and the heat is transferred. So it's reversible constant pressure heat addition in the boiler. So from 4S, this is entering boiler, this is 4S to 1. See, 4S to 1. Here this is heat addition at constant pressure and reversible. Now see, this is the Rankine cycle. This is the Rankine cycle. Now if you want to find out the efficiency of the Rankine cycle, then you are going to apply steady flow energy equation across each equipment, and then you can write down the expression for efficiency of this Rankine cycle. Okay. Now let's start with this 1 to 2S, that means across the turbine. So what is happening? There the steam is expanding and you are getting work, the steam is flowing also. So if we will consider the kinetic energy, the change in kinetic energy across the turbine, the change in potential energy across the turbine as 0. It's really insignificant, right? So if you recollect steady flow energy equation, then if you are removing kinetic energy, neglecting kinetic energy and potential energy, and if you consider that the heat transfer from the turbine or toward the turbine is negligible, so if that also neglected, then essentially it's the enthalpy difference. Okay, and you can revisit the steady flow energy equation, you can visit my videos. So enthalpy difference is what gives you WT. So the work, shaft work WT is H1 minus H2. Shaft work is H1 minus H2. Now this is, let's come to this. Okay, this is heat rejection. So if it is QL, again by the same logic, again kinetic energy, potential energy terms are neglected, there is no work transfer, there is heat transfer. Okay, the heat is rejected. So this is enthalpy here and enthalpy here. So this enthalpy will be less. So H2S minus H3 is your heat rejection. So this is H2S minus H3. Fine. 3 to 4S is here. So 3 to 4S is pump work. Okay, so this is pump work being done. So we can say, I'll just clean this here. Okay, 3 to 4S. So you can, again, this is WP, and WP will be same logic, H4S minus H3. H4S minus, because there is pump work, fluid is flowing, so this is H4S minus H3. Okay. Now see, this is compression work or the pump work from 3 to 4S, and it is given by integration of VdP. Okay, this fluid is flowing and there is pump work, it is given by integration of VdP. Okay, so essentially please note that if you find out H3, what is H3? It is enthalpy of saturated liquid at pressure P2, right? H3 plus VdP. Okay, what is V? It is specific volume of saturated liquid and change in pressure. Change in pressure is P1 minus P2. Okay, change in pressure is V into delta P. When you do integration of VdP, it is V is constant, it is liquid here, it is liquid here, specific volume is of liquid at different pressure, that they won't change. So integration of VdP is V into delta P. V is specific volume of saturated liquid. Okay, so this is WP is H4S minus H3, or you can say H4S is also H3 plus V into delta P. V is specific volume at 0.3 of saturated liquid. Okay, so this is now let's go to the heat supplied, that is QH. QH, where is heat supplied? It is in the boiler. So again same assumptions hold true. Kinetic energy, potential energies are neglected, and you in heat supplied, it is going heat supplied in the boiler is reversible and at constant pressure. This is constant pressure heat addition. So H1 minus H4s. So QH is H1 minus H4s. So these are the equations which will give you expression for efficiency. So expression for efficiency is WT minus WP, that gives you W net upon heat supplied, it is QH. So just substitute these expressions H1 minus H2 and so substitute it over here and you will get the expression for efficiency of a Rankine cycle. Okay, thank you.